Hey Glenn, Scottish182 here, and I do apologise, my dog is lying here and I can't move her, otherwise she will bite me. She won't. But as you can see in the title, I'm going to be talking a wee quickie, but I'm not going to want to spend too much time on this because I really don't. I have a good amount to say about it, but I want to save it for maybe a live stream when I can interact with you. So what I'm going to talk about is, if you haven't heard, the actor from The Dark Knight Rises who played Detective Blake, who last name is Levitt. Can't remember the rest of his name. Is supposedly in talks to be the next Batman, and also possibly have a cameo in a future in the Man of Steel. That's the only rumor, but I'm kind of a wee bit annoyed at this for one simple reason: is the Nolan verse. For those unaware, the Nolan verse is the Batman movies, basically the Batman trilogy. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises, which are very realistic adaptations of Batman, which I don't have a problem with. I like the movies. The Dark Knight is my personal favourite out of the trilogy. The Dark Knight Rises is my least favourite. Borderline, I near enough hate that film some instances, but it's a decent film. But really, that's why I get my opinion on this is that I'm not too happy about this. I'm not like rage about it. I'm just a wee bit annoyed that they're going to try and do something that might not work for the Justice League movie, which, for those who don't know, there is apparently they are scheduling the Justice League film for a 2015, I think it is, release round about the same time as Avengers 2. I cannot wait to go to the cinema that day because there's going to be a fucking fan war, and I can't wait to be in the middle of it because I love DC and Marvel equally. I'm probably going to have a cosplay where I'll dress half up as Captain America and half up as Batman. I might do it just for the sheer lol of it. But if that happens, shit is going to hit the fan, and I cannot wait for the fan war and see all these fucking people bitching and moaning. But one of my major concerns is that with them trying to do this with Levitt, it sounds like they might be trying to link up the Nolan verse to the rest of the DC movie verse, if you will, which is kind of scarce at the moment. And as I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Superman. As I said, I'm more of a Batman fan, because just me personally. But the Man of Steel, I am going to go see it when it comes out, and I must admit, it does intrigue me. As it says, it's been produced by Christopher Nolan, but it's been directed by someone else I cannot think of to the love me who's directing it. So it might not be that, but it looks like a reimagining of Superman. They aren't doing like his origin story again, which thank fuck they're not doing that. That's a fucking genius move by whoever's doing that. But if Levitt is going to be the Batman, I'm just a bit worried that they're just going to link the Nolan verse, and this will eventually lead to the Justice League film, which, don't get me wrong, a realistic adaptation of a superhero is okay, it can work, but I just don't think it can work for the Justice League, in my opinion, especially with the villains that they go up against. If you've never watched the Justice League animated series, or you've never read a Justice League comic, trust me, they go up against a wide array of characters who use magic, supernatural, and technological advancements that, in a realistic setting for a comic book movie, really can't work. Like, the Avengers and Marvel did it perfectly, in my opinion. They had the right mix of realistic and comic booky, which I love. That's the kind of film I want to see for the Justice League. I want to see a mix of comic book, and I want to see a mix of realistic. Nothing pure comic book, nothing pure realistic, and with Levitt possibly being the new Batman, this has also got a lot of people out in the uproar with Bruce Wayne not being part of the Justice League, which I'm iffy with, but I wouldn't mind it. But that's a whole other video. And really, there's nothing's been confirmed. Nothing has been guaranteed that Levitt is the new Batman. That hasn't been confirmed. And I'm a wee bit iffy on that as well. Levitt, I just don't think can pull off Batman, if I'm going to be honest. Nightwing, maybe. I think he could do a really good Dick Grayson, if I'm going to be honest. I think he could be a fantastic Dick Grayson, but as a Batman, I don't think he can pull it off, if I'm going to be honest. That's just my opinion. But as I say, the main concern I've got is them going to try and make the Justice League film realistic, which will not work, in my opinion. I know some people are saying that Marvel have done it. I hate to be the bearer of fucking bad news. Marvel are kicking DC's ass. Marvel are kicking DC's ass when it comes to movies, live action movies. DC actually hold the mantle for some of the best live action movies, best animated movies. Sorry, Marvel live action is fantastic. DC animated is normally really, 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 really good. But as I say, this is just my main concern, that I think DC need to take a a book, a page from Marvel's book and really just make it do what the Marvel did, like lead up to the Justice League film. Don't just bring it out all willy-nilly, because apparently they're going to try and release the Justice League film at the same time as the Avengers 2 without any lead-up films. Like, there won't be a Wonder Woman film, there won't be a Aquaman film, there won't be a Flash film, which in my opinion is wrong on so many levels. Because look, I'm not too fussed about the rest of the league, but a Wonder Woman film has to be made before the Justice League film, because Wonder Woman is one of the Holy Trinity in the DC universe, and she deserves her own fucking movie, in my opinion. And that's just my honest opinion, and it's one of the reasons that I'm really disappointed in the fact that there hasn't been a Wonder Woman film, and maybe why there hasn't been so many superheroine movies, which I would love to see some female superhero movies, if I'm going to be honest. Because no offense to the sausages out there, but I think the superhero movies are a bit of a sausage fest, and I would like maybe a bit more of a little less sausage and some more clam. I just realised what I said, and I am so sorry. I did not mean to insult anyone. It's just the first thing popped in my head is clam. Besides the point. I have a dirty mind. But I really would, if they're not going to do like Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, or Flash, at least do Wonder Woman, because she needs a movie of her own. But this is just my main concern. I want to know what the clan thinks. Like, what's your opinion? Do you want the Justice League film to be very realistic? Because if they're too realistic, we won't get villains like Darkseid, Poison Ivy. No offense to the guy who played Bane. I think Bane was fantastic in The Dark Knight Rises. Comic booky Bane. It's just, I kind of really would like a good mix of comic book and realistic, but if we have too much realistic in it, we won't see, like, we're not going to see, 2 secs, sorry Daisy, we're not going to see Poison Ivy in a Nolan film, we're not going to see Poison Ivy in a Nolan Batman film, or a Nolan kind of, in the Nolanverse. We're never going to see Poison Ivy the way that she's meant to be, which is this. She's meant to be like this, like that. Yes, I have a chess piece, she's awesome. We're never going to see that. We'll only get a realistic interpretation. I'm not going to get that. But, really, this is just my major concern. I really hope that DC don't do this, and don't get the right mix of realistic and comic booky. And also, one other thing, I'm quite an adamant person that the actor who's playing the Superman in the Man of Steel, I'm not going to judge him until I see him, but I'm quite adamant that Tom Welling should play Superman, in my opinion. If you don't know, Tom Welling is the actor that played Clark Kent in Smallville, and I think he's more than earned the fucking mantle to wear the red and blue tights. That's just my opinion, but that's better. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you want to see the Justice League film to be more realistic, or do you want it to be like Marvel done, like make it the right mix of comic book and realistic? I want that, because I think that's the only way we'll ever get to see villains like Darkseid. Who doesn't want to see fucking Darkseid and Superman go one-on-one? Who doesn't want to see Darkseid fight Superman? Who doesn't want to see that? I want to see that, and if it's too realistic, we ain't going to fucking see that. So, I think I'll end it there. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. I'm going to tell my dog, 3, 2, 1, go! And she goes. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I'm Scottish492, and please, dear God, DC, make Darkseid fight Superman. I ask you, please. Ciao for now. Mwah.